Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Today I am hoping that you can help me pick my May TBR. For the month of May, I am so honored that I get to be a co-host of the Sleuths for the Mystery and Mayhem Readathon that was created by my friend Maddie at This Bookish Cottage, and I need help deciding on what to read based on some of the books I already have. Before we get started talking about the Mystery and Mayhem choices, I wanted to tell you guys about the Tales of Starlight May Book Club choice, which is the Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. If you guys aren't sure what the Tales of Starlight Book Club is, it's the book club that my friend April at 'Tis So Sweet, her and I co-host this book club together. It's completely free. We have a Discord, an Instagram, and we will do sprints and discussions on YouTube. And I'm very excited to talk about the Book of Azrael. I heard it's perfect if you're in your feminine rage era. I've also heard that it's a modern fantasy and it has to deal with like gods and monsters. Besides that, I haven't really looked up the synopsis of it, but you guys voted, as in the book club followers, for this pick for May, and I can't wait to discuss that. So that one's for sure I'll be reading. Now for the Mystery and Mayhem Readathon, since I am a sleuth, our extra points are a green cover and nature on the cover. So this could give us even more bonus points to help our team with this super fun readathon. If you want more information about the readathon, go check out This Bookish Cottage's video. I do have a video as well, but my friend Maddie does the best at explaining all of it. So I'll link her video down below if you want to go check that out, but hurry up. If it's already the month of May, this readathon is happening. So I have gone through my bookshelves and I have looked for green books and like nature on the cover, preferably both. And what I didn't realize is that I have a lot of green books. Like a lot. Since I have so many books and they're all my physical TBR, I obviously want to get to all of them at some point. So I really have no priority on the way I want to go through these. So if you guys have a favorite or if you've read any of these and you recommend them, please comment it below so I know which ones to start off with. And I mean, ideally, it would be incredible if I got through all of these. If you stay tuned to the end, which I hope you do, you'll realize there's no possible way I will get through all of these. But, you know, we shall see. So one of the books that I plan on rereading, which you're like, oh my gosh, Sam, you just said you have all of these books to read and you're going to reread a book? Yes, I am. Tress of the Emerald Sea was one of my favorite 5-stars from last year, and it's one of my friend Maddie's, This Bookish Cottage's, favorite books. And the graphic audio is available on my Hoopla, which I have never listened to. So I will be re-listening to the graphic audio for sure of that. Now on to my huge pile of books. First off is House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein. I just got this book this past week at Barnes & Noble. I thought it was absolutely gorgeous with the sprayed edges and the cover is pretty. That's why I bought it. That, and since it's a newer book, I have been wanting to try to get some newer fantasies read before other people have, you know, kind of led me to or away from them. You know, I want an unopinionated book. So we'll see. This is a big one. Now, a book I read, was it last year or the year before, was Sorcery of Thorns and Roses. I absolutely loved that book, and I have the little novella, which this probably, I don't know if it's long enough to be considered I think it is. Maybe not. If you have too short of books or graphic novels, you have to read multiple for them to count as points. But don't worry, while I want to read this one, I also have Powerful from the Powerless series. So I was thinking about, either of these, both of these. Obviously, if I'm going to read one, I'm going to read the other. Not that they go together, but just the fact that they're both small books. So I want points for my team. And going along with Powerful is Reckless. I was able to snag this book at my used bookstore. And while Powerless was a solid 3 for me, don't come at me. I had just read The Red Queen and The Hunger Games prior to reading Powerless, and to me it's pretty similar. However, there's still characters I really enjoy and I want to proceed with. That's why I want to read Powerful. But I thought maybe I would read Reckless as well. A series that I have heard endless great things about that I would love to start, because why not, is The Bridge Kingdom by Daniel L. Jensen. I really just want to read this one. I've heard no bad things. I mean, none of the people that I am really close with have said anything badly about it. And a couple of my friends that we have very similar tastes really enjoyed this one. So I would like to start this series. A book that was brought up recently to me that I have had for a decent amount of time is Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I think this would be a great one to read this month. A book that really grabbed my attention as one of the choices for the book of the month choices a couple months ago, it came out pretty recently, is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. I love this cover. I really want to read this. I love book of the month. You'll notice a theme. A lot of these books are book of the month's books. And I need to get to reading a bunch of them. But this is a fantasy, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was March 2025. So it's a fairly new one too. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of the book of the month books. And a lot of these have had great reviews. People have loved them. I just haven't been able to get to them. And so I'm hopefully going to be able to read a bunch of them. And one of them is What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. I'm horrible with names. Heard this one's awesome. I wouldn't know. I haven't read it yet. But let me know if you have. Another one I have is Megan Golden's Dark Corners. This one is like a mystery thriller. It says she can't see what she fears the most, which sounds terrifying. Now coming in at completely left field is The Wedding Witch by Erin Sterling. This is the third book to the X-Hex series. I don't know what the actual series is called. But yeah, it comes after the X-Hex and the Kiss Curse. This is a Christmassy book that I did start in December, but it's witchy as well. So Christmas and witchy, I might as well finish reading it in May, right? Why not? Shark Heart is another book of the month book. I was actually really unsure about this, and then I think I ended up getting it for free from Book of the Month because it was one of the finalists as the Book of the Month. I think they're called Lollies. They picked the top 5 books of the year, and this was the one I didn't have. I love the cover, and I honestly don't know what it's about. But it must have done pretty well for it to be in the top 5 of the Book of the Month books last year, the year before. 2023. Oh my gosh, where does time go? This is another option. I have Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I have not heard the best things about this, but I do love me a good Riley Sager book, so I will give it a shot and, we'll see how it goes. Another one I would love to read is The Lion Women of Tehran. I have seen this book on a lot of recommendation lists on, and I'm not sure if it's Feminine Rage or like fantasy-ish type books, romantasy. I can't remember, but it's recommended a lot, but not by people that I necessarily know. I just see it on like a lot of TikToks and bigger Instagram sites. So I got it from Book of the Month by chance because it sounded alluring when I read the synopsis way back when, and I wouldn't mind reading it sooner than later. The next book I'm pretty sure I'll read for the month of May, but I need you guys to tell me if you absolutely need me to read it as well. And that's The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have only read one other Taylor Jenkins Reid books, and that was Daisy Joan and the Six, and I DNF'd it. I don't like band vibes. Like, I don't want to say like too many spoiler things, but a lot of the stereotypical things that you think of with, you know, bands and musicians and touring and all that kind of stuff that happens in Daisy Joan and the Six, it's just not my thing. So I DNF'd it. It's not that I hated it. It just, to me, wasn't worth me reading. I knew I wasn't going to like it. However, I have heard people love this one so much too, and I'm hoping to give Taylor Jenkins Reid another chance. Christina Lauren is a romance author that I don't necessarily like absolutely love everything she writes, or they write. If you don't know, Christina Lauren is two women, which I think is so cool. Some books I really, really love, and other books I'm like, not my favorite. But The Paradise Problem I thought would be perfect because the cover is nature and bright green, and I thought it would be great to have a little bit more romance in this pile as well. Yeah, so I'm excited for that. And then the last book of my physical TBR that I would potentially read in the month of May is A Feather So Black. This book was highly recommended by my friend Kendall at Kendall Pages. So I bought it without really knowing anything about it. I think the second book is already out, but I'm like, I will not buy the second book until I've read the first. So I wouldn't mind reading this one and seeing why Kendall loved it so much. Another book that I think I'll read during the month of May is The Trial of the Sun Queen. I can't remember if I can get the second book on Kindle Unlimited, but I know for sure I own the audio book, so I would like to listen to that and continue that series. And when it comes to audiobooks with this readathon, if I can see a book with a green cover and or with nature on the cover, I'm probably going to listen to it. But something I do need to do for the month of May is re-listen to the entire ACOTAR series, because in July I am attending the Starfall Ball and I am a vendor, which I am completely excited for. It seriously feels like a dream come true. But with that being said, to really get me in the mood, because I need to be making and creating all of the stuff for that event ahead of time, I need to re-listen to my favorite series, and oh darn, that's going to be so awful to re-listen to it. So if you haven't read any of the ACOTAR series and you plan on reading it this month, I would love to chat with you, or, you know, if you ever read it, ever, hit me up. I want to know your thoughts about it. Also, a book I plan on reading for the Mystery and Mayhem Readathon is the Buddy Read, which I am going to put a picture up because I am blanking on the title. I know it has cheesecake in it, and I know it's like a Golden Girl-esque mystery or cozy mystery. I'm assuming it's a cozy mystery. And even though cozy mysteries aren't always my favorite, that doesn't mean I don't give them a shot, because really it just depends on the book. And I am a huge Golden Girls fan. you probably have no idea, but back in the day I used to have chickens, and I had each chicken named after the Golden Girls. And Rose, my chicken Rose, was my favorite. She used to ride around on my shoulder. It was so sweet. So I am hoping to either get the audio or buy the book and buddy read that for this month as well. So like I said, if you have read any of these books and you really enjoy them, please let me know just where to start. I would like to read as many of these as possible, but if you have a favorite, that would really help me out on giving me a direction to go with them. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. I really appreciate you watching all the way to the end. And if you did watch all the way to the end, even if you aren't a sleuth for the Mystery and Mayhem Readathon, can you please leave a green heart in the comment section? Maybe you haven't read any of these books or you don't know. Regardless, I would just like to know if you watch all the way to the end, because it really means so much to me and my channel when you do. I hope you guys have an amazing month of May and you're able to read so many fantastic books. Let me know what you're reading as well and what your top picks for the month of May are. But with that being said, I hope to see you next time. Bye!